Hey everybody, this is the Amazing Garrett Show. I'm Garrett, and today we're going to be going over repainting this Thor Disney Infinity uh, figure here. Now, unfortunately, what had happened was my intro, all the steps of painting him were deleted. Um, that was my bad. Um, so that's why it's kind of weird, kind of set up differently today. So I'm gonna go over what I've done to the model so far. Kind of show you the steps that I've taken. They just won't be done in real time. So um, let's go ahead and get started on this. All right. So the model originally came, just the kind of basic colors. Like you can see here on his handle and on the lanyard for Mjolnir. Still real basic. There's no shadows. There's no nothing. But so what I did is, if you can see the contrast on his pants, what I did is I had washed it with one of my Citadel paint colors, and then I basically highlighted his muscles to have them stand out. Everything basically everything from here down, as far as his suit, was like all the same color. So what I wanted to go with is the old comic book look to him. That's why his boots are black. These are kind of his straps. I highlighted them with a lighter brown color to kind of give it look like the edges have been worn. So that's what the difference, and that's why, like, you can see his shirt is black, because that's what it is in the old comic. But as far as the base goes, all of that I painted black and slowly built up the colors in a dry brush, and that's how it turned out. See, like, it was that gray color there. That's after a couple dry brushes. You can see there the kind of speckling of the rock. So the Mjolnir, I painted silver. One of the biggest challenges that I've faced with this, with painting Thor here, has been whatever plastic they modeled it in was absorbed the paint right away. So it was good and bad all at the same time. Like, I'll give an example. This guy here from my Warhammer 40K universe. This is a guy from the Space Wolves. This guy, the paint doesn't dry so quickly. You have time to kind of work with the paint before it dries, and not so much with Thor here. So, like his cloak or his cape, I repainted the entire thing. What's nice is that the plastic, it's not sticky or tacky, so the paint does dry into it. But I edge highlighted it there to make it look, like the sun's shining on it, to kind of give that simulated depth. So right now, well, the main reason why I wanted to tackle Thor here, his face had actually faded. And at some point in the video, I'll throw up what the original character model from Disney looked like, and then my finished product here. But his face faded away. It was really, really bright. His skin tone was normal-ish. So then you can kind of see. So I repainted all of his skin tone, and you can see up there on his neck and under there on his hand. That's the brown that I painted his skin, and then I went over with a flesh tone to really accent his muscles and joints and stuff like that, and kind of give the illusion of breaks, miniature shadows, stuff like that. You can see right up there on his neck. You can see all the stuff on his clavicle. He had eyes in the original Disney model. They looked kind of corny to me, so I kind of did a shadowing effect. You can kind of see as well, like on my Warhammer miniature, you can't see his eyes. It's shadow. Kind of gives a it doesn't make him look so cartoonish. So I'm gonna be working on his hair. Got to touch up the edge there. I touched it with the cloak yesterday, trying to try it back on. I am going to brighten up the gold on his suit here. I might leave the belt that color. I think I might paint his gauntlets silver. I'm going to dry brush his helmet to kind of give it's got a sheen now, but maybe on the wings, if I do that dry brush, and I'll dry brush Mjolnir, so be able to show you guys kind of that. I want to see what I can do about his armor, kind of brighten it up a little bit, but I don't want to go over the top. So, so I guess where we're going to start is we're going to start, we're going to repair what I had done on his hair. So we're just going to take my Citadel paint colors and just go over those areas that kind of got messed up by the cloak. And I might have to go back over it. I don't want to, but we'll see what it looks like when I actually put the cloak back on. Okay, so it's touched up there. I want to go ahead and start the gold. It's a 3-stage gold to get the brightest, and I don't know if the paint that I have, the second stage, I don't know if it's actually going to work out for me. It's not wanting to mix back together really well. So we'll kind of see. Go ahead and get rid of our yellow here. All right, so we'll see what we can do. See if this one will actually, it'll turn it more like a red gold. So it's kind of working. It's kind of it's a very hard gold to paint with. Even had problems with my Warhammer miniatures as far as this gold goes. But if I do it in these 3 stages, letting it dry each time, the gold comes out brighter. I've tried both ways as far as just painting the brightest gold onto a model, and what happens, it just takes like 20 coats to get it to where I want it as bright. So by doing the multiple layers, it doesn't take as long. So you can kind of see where it's starting to build up. Goes from that bronze color. Sorry about my angles. I'm trying to paint and keep them in frame. So you can kind of see, so here you can see that it's more copper, and that gold that I just painted on, you know, makes it almost an orange. So it is working, but it's gonna just take, it might take a few coats, it might not. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and finish painting him, and then we're gonna go ahead and come back and move on to the next stage of the model.